Cardfight Vanguard The Others 2
Greetings! Mantray79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Dear Days 2. Alright, let's get started. Pressing the A button now. Loading the game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, off to deck build menu. Here we are in the deck list menu, and now today's video, the deck profile I'm making one for is a Vintage Formats, Nova Grapplers, Asura Kaiser, BT01. And already, let's begin. So going to the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. And here we are in the edit deck menu. Like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Vintage Formats, Nova Grapplers, Asura Kaiser deck, made of cards only available up until BT01. Okay, let's begin. So let's get started. First up, the first Vanguard. And now for the first Vanguard. For the cards in this first Vanguard, we're playing the Great Zero. Battle Riser. Starting unit, stand trigger. Skills, first skill, auto. When another Nova Grappler rises unit, you may call this card to rear guard circle. Second skill, auto is rear guard. When this unit boosts, if the boosted unit gets plus 3000 power until end of battle, at the beginning of the end phase of that turn, return this unit to your deck and shuffle deck. And alrighty, the Great Zero, Battle Razor, stand trigger, starting unit, we have one is our first Vanguard. And that we've covered the deck's first Vanguard. Next, let's get on to the Great 3 lineup. And now for the Great 3 lineup. For the Great 3s in this deck we're playing, the Great 3, Asura Kaiser. Skills, first skill, continuous as a Vanguard or Rearguard. If you do not have another Nova Grappler, Vanguard, or Rearguard, this unit gets minus 2000 power. Second skill, auto as a Vanguard. When this unit's drive check reveals a Great 3 Nova Grappler, choose one of the rear guards and stand it. And already the Great 3 Asura Kaiser, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the Great 3, Mr. Invincible. Skills, first skill, auto as a Vanguard. At the beginning of your main phase, Soul Charge 1. Then choose a card from damage zone and turn it face up. Second skill, auto as a Vanguard or Rearguard. Cost, Soul Blast 8 and Counter Blast 5. Mega Blast. When this unit attack hits, you pay the cost. If you do, stand all of your units. Okie dokie, the Great 3, Mr. Invincible, we have 4 in the deck. And if that, we've covered the deck's Great 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Great 2 lineup. And now for the Great 2 lineup. For the Great 2s in this deck we are playing, the Great 2, Brutal Jack. Skills, first skill, continuous as a Vanguard or Rearguard. Restraint, this unit cannot attack. Second skill, action is a Vanguard or Rearguard. Cost, Counter Blast 1. If the cost is paid until end of turn, this unit loses Restraint. Third skill, auto as a Vanguard. When this unit is boosted by a Nova Grappler, this unit gets plus 5000 power until end of battle. Alright, the Great 2, Brutal Jack, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Great 2, King of Sword, we have 4 in the deck. Last but not least, the Great 2, Hungry Dumpty. Skill, auto. When this unit is placed on rear circle, if you have a Nova Grappler Vanguard, choose a card from damage zone and turn it face up. And affirmative, the Great 2, Hungry Dumpty, we have 3 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Great 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Great 1 lineup. And now for the Great 1 lineup. For the Great 1s in this deck we're playing, the Great 1, Queen of Heart. Skill, auto as a Rearguard. When this unit boosts a unit named King of Sword, the boosted unit gets plus 4000 power until end of battle. Alrighty, the Great 1, Queen of Heart, we have 3 in the deck. Next, the Great 1, Tough Boy, we have 4 in the deck. Over here, the Great 1, Screaming and Dancing Announcer, Shout. Skill, action is a Vanguard or Rearguard. Cost, rest this unit and discard a card from hands. If the cost is paid, draw a card. Okie dokie, the Great 1, Screaming and Dancing Announcer, Shout. We have 4 in the deck. And here we have the Great 1, Clay Doll Mechanic. Skill Auto. When this unit is placed on Rigor Circle, if you have a Nova Grappler Vanguard, choose a card from Damage Zone and turn it face up. Affirmative. Great one. Clay Doll Mechanic. We have 4 in the deck. With that, we covered the deck's Great 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Great 0 lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing the Great 0. Shining Lady, critical trigger. We have 4 in the deck. Next, the Great 0. Battle Razor, stand trigger. Since we explained this card's skills and effects during the first Vanguard portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the Great 0, Battle Razor, stand trigger, we have 3 in the main deck. Over here, the Great 0. Lucky Girl, stand trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Last but not least, the Great 0. Ring Girl Clara, heal trigger, we have 4 in the deck. With that, the trigger line of this deck is 4 critical triggers, 3 stand triggers. Wait, sorry about that. 7 stand triggers and 4 heal triggers. And that we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. And if that the deck's been built, card is explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing, 1, Great 0, Battle Razor, stand trigger, starting unit, first Vanguard. And then 4, Great 3, Asura Kaiser. 4, Great 3, Mr. Invincible. 4, Great 2, Brutal Jack. 4, Great 2, King of Sword. 3, Great 2, Hungry Dumpty. 3, Great 1, Queen of Heart. 4, Great 1, Tough Boy. 4, Great 1, Screaming and Dance Announcer Shout. 4, Great 1, Clay Doll Mechanic. And for the triggers in this deck we are playing, 4 critical triggers, 7 critical triggers in the main deck, not counting starting unit, and 4 heal triggers. And already, deck built, card is explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are in the main menu. Going to test out the deck, so heading over to fight menu. And selecting CPU fight here in the fight menu. Here we are in CPU fight. First, we select the format, going from standard format to vintage format. Next, we go to choose a deck. Choose the deck I just showcased to you, the Nova Grapplers, Asura Kaiser, BT01 deck. It all looks fine from this side, so selecting the deck, use deck. Next, we choose my opponent. For the opponent I'm going to be testing this deck out on, I think I'm going to use it against Kisato Kuga, Royal Paladin, normal difficulty. And that should do it. Selecting my opponent, press fight. Deck is confirmed, opponent's confirmed, and let's begin. Clicking now. The battle begins. Let's get started. And here we're in the fight. Dude decides he goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper to scissors, I lose going second. Drawing our starting hands, I got myself, let's see, a Clay Doll Mechanic, 2 shouts, a stand trigger, and a Great 3. No Great 2s, huh? Redraw, 1 shout, 1 perfect, 1 Battle Razor, and a Clay Doll Mechanic. Come on, give me a Great 2. Yes, Great 2, Brutal Jack. My opponent goes first. He rides the Great 1 Marin. End of their turn. My turn. I draw. 2 stand triggers, come on. Wait, 1 stand trigger and a critical and a heal. 3 triggers out of the deck. Fine, I write Shout to the Vanguard. Skill of Battle Razor. To the back row he goes. Calling over here. Boosted by Battle Razor. Let's go Shout. Hold on, going to the main, end the main phase, going to battle phase. Now attack with Shout, boosted by Battle Razor. Battle Razor skill, additional 3,000 power. That makes it 13,000 power to the Vanguard. The attack goes through. Drive check. Heal trigger. Wasted another trigger. Come on. Half my heals have already left the deck. Such bad luck in this tide. Slash, slap, and no trigger. End of my turn. My opponent's turn. Battle Razor goes back to deck. Here comes the Grade 2 Blaster Blade. He rides, he calls the rear guard, Randolph. No guard to Blaster Blade. He drive checks. No trigger, Grade 3 Soul Saber Dragon. 1 damage. Ow. Damage check. Stand trigger. Better than nothing. 12,000, but his own skill is in plus 3,000 power. It'll still go through. Oh, nothing. So my turn. Draw. Yes, another Grade 3. First, I'm gonna ride Brutal Jack. Brutal Jack skill, Counter Blast, and paying the cost to switch Brutal Jack into high gear. Then I'm going to call Lucky Girl to the back row. Battle phase we go. Boosted by Lucky Girl. Go, Brutal Jack. 16,000 power. Brutal Jack's additional skill, additional 5,000 power. 21,000 power to Vanguard. The attack goes through. Come on, drive check. A great one. Better than nothing. 1 damage. And slash. Check. Yes, critical trigger. He wasted a trigger. Alright, then that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here comes the Grade 3 Soul Saber Dragon. Calling the Grade 3 Lohengrin. Lohen Soul Saver to Vanguard. 13k. The others don't have enough power, so no guard. Take this 1 hit. Twin drive, first check. No trigger, Grade 1, and second check. Critical trigger, this timing. Critical to Vanguard and power to Randolph. 2 damage, here it comes. Ow! Damage check first. Great 1, and the second check, come on. Stand trigger, better than nothing. I give it all to Brutal. I give all the power, but restand Lucky Girl and power to Brutal Jet. End of turn. My turn. Draw. Shout, huh? It's time to ride Asura Kaiser to the Vanguard. I'm calling Mr. Invincible to the rear guard. Calling. Then I'm gonna call Tough Boy to the rear guard. Calling. That ought to be enough for the time being. I'm gonna call Shout to the rear guard for insurance, and battle phase we go. First up, my Tough Boy attacks the rear guard Randolph. The attack goes through. Boom! 1 less rear guard to worry about. Then here comes Mr. Invincible unboosted to the rear guard Lohengrin. The attack goes through, and bash! Boom! 1 more rear guard less to worry about. Boosted by Lucky Girl. Go, Asura Kaiser, 16k. Come on, give me something good. Twin drive, first check. Grade 2. Second check, come on, a stand or a Grade 3. Grade 1. Couldn't restand. Slash. 1 less 1 damage, and Wingull. 1 less card to worry about, and end of my turn, my opponent's turn. Here comes the Grade 2 Galatine and Grade 1 Morgana and Grade 3 Alfred. Alfred's skill, he's paying the cost 2, Superior Call. He's calling Marin to rear guard. Battle phase. Rear guard to the Vanguard. 16k. No guard, gonna take it. Ow! Damage check. Humpty Dumpty, come on! Another normal unit. Here comes the attack from the Vanguard. Soul Saver. 13k. I guard with Ring Girl Clara. 21k. 2 to pass. And first check. No trigger. Grade 3. Soul Saver. And the second check. No trigger. Grade 1. Wingull. So the attack fails. Ka-chink! Survived. Here comes Alfred, boosted by Marin, 18k. Shining Lady at guards, 21k. And attack blocked. Ka-chink! End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Hungry Dumpty. Skipping ride phase, going to main phase. I move Tough Boy to the back row. I'm gonna call the King of Sword to the rear guard. Call. That ought to be enough. To the battle phase we go. Then my King of Sword unboosted attacks the rear guard Galatine. The attack goes through and slash. One less rear guard to worry about. Now, Mr. Invincible unboosted attacks the rear guard Alfred. The attack goes through and boom. One less rear guard to worry about. Let's try this again. Boosted by Lucky Girl. Go, Asura Kaiser, 16,000 power. The attack goes through. Twin drop, first check. Yes, critical trigger. I give critical to the Vanguard. Power to Mr. Invincible. Come on, give me a stand trigger or grade 3. Second check. Grade 2. Brutal Jack. No restand this time as well. First, critical trigger. Trigger wasted, since I can't restand. And a second check. No trigger, Lawn Grin. That's one less grade 3 to worry about. And end of my turn, my opponent's turn. He calls Wingo and Alfred. Wingo to Vanguard. 12k. I intercept with King of Sword. Intercept, 16k. And ka-chink, safe. Here comes Soul Saver Dragon. His own skill plus 3,000 power. A total of 13,000 power to my Vanguard. Alrighty then, Shining Lady guards. 2 to pass, 21k. And block it. No trigger. Second check. No trigger, safe. So that's just nothing happens. Ka-chink. Way to go. Here comes Alfred for 18k. I guard with one more Clara, 21k. And the attack is blocked. Ka-chink. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. A grade 3. Now it comes. Fine, then I'm gonna skip the right phase, going to main phase. I call Brutal Jack to the rear guard, calling. Then I'm gonna activate Brutal Jack's skill, paying a counter blast to switch him to high gear. There we go. Going to the, that's the end of my, hold on, let's see. I'm going to activate Shout skill, or should I activate Shout skill? Nah, just gonna go straight to battle phase. Boosted by Shout, let's go! Mr. Invincible, 17,000 power. He guards with Epona, critical trigger. The attack fails, boosted by Tough Boy. Go, Brutal Jack! 19,000 power. With his own skill, an additional 5,000. Wait, what? Oh, the boost power only activates when it's the Vanguard. Well, that's disappointing. Fine, boosted by Lucky Girl. Go, Asura Kaiser! Come on. Perfect guard, he had another one. He discards for the cost A. Grade 3, Soul Saver Dragon. Twin drive, first check. Critical trigger. I give all effects to Brutal Jack. Come on, deck, don't let me down again. Give me a stand trigger or a grade 3. Second check. Yes, finally a grade 3, Asura Kaiser. Skill activated. Restanding Brutal Jack. Restand. Brutal Jack to the Vanguard. 16,000 power. Only 10,000 point shield can block it. The attack goes through and slash. 2 damage. First. Heal trigger. Oh no! Healing 1 damage and
プラス
1 more damage. Come on, don't get a double heal. Second check. Yes, no trigger, safe. Ah, that was a close one.
やった
And at that, the fight is over. Overall, it was a pretty okayish fight. Despite not getting the cards I needed to make the early game, I still managed to make it work in the end. I was really worried since the first 2 attempts I couldn't use Asura Kaiser's skill, and I guess it was pretty good that I managed to do it in the end. So I got win. Opponent healed 6 damage, fought for 8 turns, and Superior called. Got 1320 VP, total 19,320 VP, pressing A to go next. Leaving the fight menu, returning to the CPU fight
ど
menu,
のファイターにする
leaving the CPU fight menu.
どのファイトをする
Here we are in the fight menu, leaving fight menu,
どのモードで遊ぶ
back in the main menu, and off to deck build menu.
どのデッキを見る
And we're here in the deck list menu. With that, the deck's been built, card of it's explained, and I just finished testing the deck out in front of you. So first I want to say is thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload in the near future. I also will show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. With that I say goodbye and see you all soon.